Yogis, my name is Crystal Gray and I help women commit to a more regular yoga practice, and I also lead 13-day yoga teacher trainings. Today is day 5 of the 30-day yoga challenge, and I'm really excited for this challenge because I know that the struggle is real with committing to a more regular practice. So if you can commit to 30 days, I can guarantee it will really become more of a habit in your life. So let's get started. For today's practice, you might want a yoga strap. So this is really, you don't have to have a yoga strap. You can use anything around your house, like a belt or a scarf or a tie, anything like that. So don't stress about it being a real yoga prop. Yoga doesn't care. All right, so hold on to your strap and bring your feet as wide as your mat. Turn your toes in slightly so the outside edges of your feet are parallel to each other. Now, before we use the strap, just come with your arms by your sides. Really reach through the back of the crown of the head and breathe here. Ground down into all 4 corners of the feet. Just spending a couple moments at the beginning of your practice to really get grounded into the present moment. So trying to let go of anything that's on your mind, and trust me, I know that's kind of hard to do. It's okay if it doesn't happen, but that's why we call it a practice, right? So every time you come to the mat, it should get a little bit easier. So a good way to do that is by focusing on your breath. Just draw the lower belly very gently in and up. You're not sucking in, you're just directing the flow of breath up. So expand the belly, then the low ribs, the upper ribs, all the way up. You just want to have this controlled. So you don't want to let the belly just kind of hang out, because whenever you let the belly hang out, then it can weaken the low back. So do it with a little bit of control, just really expanding on the inhale. On the exhale, let go of any tension from the outer body. Good, taking a few more breaths here. And as you breathe, start to add in your affirmation. On your inhale, I speak. On your exhale, my truth. On your inhale, I speak. On your exhale, my truth. So for some of the practice today, we'll be incorporating a little bit more sound. So, you're going to have to be a little bit brave. I know if you have other people in your house and you feel a little bit weird doing ohms and things like that, I totally get it. Either just do it in your mind or say it quietly, okay? So let's begin the practice. You can bring your hands together at your heart. You can just put your strap around your shoulders. Let's set the intention to bring our affirmation into our reality with one Om. Take a deep breath in. And anytime you feel like you need to exhale through the mouth and release and let go, please feel free to do that. All right, so now what we'll do is come into a forward fold. So I want you to have the strap and just come into a forward fold by bending your knees and tilting your pelvis forward. So whenever the legs are locked and the tailbone and the pelvis is not tilting, when we try to fold forward, it can really cause a lot of pressure on the spine. So when you bend the knees, you get a little bit more movement in the pelvis, and then you can tip the pelvis forward and let the spine hang a little bit more. So now bring your strap behind you and grab the strap with both hands. And start to lift your arms overhead. What we don't want to do is have the shoulders rolled in. So you want to try to roll the shoulders out. Now, if you can interlace your fingers, you can do that option as well. I just want you to have the option with the strap. So whatever feels good for you today, whatever causes you to feel sensation but not pain. One more breath. Now ground down and then slowly look out in front of you. Inhale, come all the way up. And then exhale, circle your hands together in front of your heart. Now just take some breaths here and kind of let the blood drain out of your head. I know you can see a little bit of stars, so just really ground down into the feet. Okay, now bring your feet together to touch. if possible. So coming into our Tadasana feet, that's what I'll call them throughout this challenge. It's what I usually call them. So big toes can be touching, or feet can be up to about fist width apart, okay? Whichever feels better for you. However, I prefer to have the big toes touching if that feels okay, all right? But I understand you might need to separate them a little bit. So this is our standing mountain pose. Just breathe here, ground down as you exhale. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. You can look up to stretch the neck. So don't let the head fall back. Just reach the chin up. And then exhale, fold. You can bend the knees, tip the pelvis forward, let the arms and head hang. You do not have to touch the ground here. Inhale, come to a flat back. Bring your hands onto your shins. Reach your heart forward. Exhale, fold over the legs again. Ground down into the feet. Look out in front of you. Inhale, come up. Circle your arms up overhead. Palms touch. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart and breathe here. All right, so that is what I call a half sun salutation. So let's do that a couple more times to warm up the body. Inhale, reach your arms up, look up, reach the chin up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up to a flat back. Exhale, fold over the legs. Push down into the feet. Look out in front of you, and then inhale, circle the arms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, hands to the heart. And breathe here. All right, one more time. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway to monkey. Now hold here. As you exhale, tuck the chin slightly. I want you to think about taking the rounding out of your back. So draw the chest forward and the shoulders back and reach the crown of the head towards, like in front of you, towards the wall in front of you. Really reach the heart forward, shoulders back, so you're in a straight line. Remember, you can take a video of yourself to see if you are actually in a straight line with your spine. And on your exhale, fold over the legs. That was called monkey pose. Ground down, look out. Inhale, circle the arms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, hands to the heart. Again, take a breath. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Bring the palms to touch if possible. Exhale, start to bring the hips back, bending the knees like you're sitting into a chair. Make sure you can see your toes and your ankles here. Now, if your palms are touching, try to really push, especially the pinky side edge of the hand together so that you can really wrap the shoulders. This is chair or Utkatasana. Inhale, reach, and then exhale, slowly fold. Knees can be bent. You do not have to touch the ground. That's not the goal. The goal is to feel sensation. On your inhale, come to a flat back into monkey. Exhale, step back to plank or top of a push-up. Hold here and breathe. You want to be in a straight line from the heels to the crown of the head. If this is too much, please bring your knees down and you'll be in a straight line from the knees to the crown of the head. It doesn't matter where you are. You're not a better yogi just because your knees are up off of the ground. Breathe. Now, from here, let's just do a couple little tiny mini push-ups. Elbows bend back and up. Keep the shoulders plugged in. Don't let the shoulders drop forward. Down and up, just a little bit. Elbows point back. All right, now make your way up and back into your downward facing dog. All right, now we're gonna do an Om here, okay? So inhale. I know, it's weird, I get it, but we're trying to practice using your voice, okay? So the more you can strengthen your voice on your mat, the easier it'll be off of your mat, I promise. On your inhale, think, I speak. On your exhale, my truth. Now, however you can, bring your right foot forward in between your hands. For a lot of us, that might mean coming down to the hands and knees and then bringing the right foot forward, okay? Keep your back toes curled under and then slowly come up to a crescent warrior. All right, so your back heel, see if you can bring it right on top of the toes. You might need to scoot the foot back a little bit. Right knees towards 90 degrees, level out the pelvis, so neutral pelvis, so don't let the booty pop out. and bring your hands to your heart. See if you can look up. If you want to challenge your balance a little bit, you can stand by a wall or by a chair, or have a chair here. Push your chin upwards, stretching the throat area. If you need to look forward, by all means, please do that. It's totally fine. And then however you can, make your way back to your downward facing dog. Push forward to your plank so your shoulders come past the wrist, knees down. Let's do 3 mini push-ups. 1, 2, 3. Elbows point back. That is key. Downward facing dog. Let's do an Om. Inhale. All right, come down to the hands and knees. Left leg comes forward, back toes are curled under. Again, if you have a chair, you can push into that to stand up. Bend your back knee. Both knees are bent then, okay? Back heel's right above the toes. Breathe here. Look up, reach the chin up. Anytime you feel like you need to release, let go, exhale through the mouth. Okay, downward facing dog, however you can. Come forward to plank, shoulders past the wrist, knees down, 3 mini push-ups. Inhale down, exhale up. 1, elbows go back. 2, 3. All right, now slowly lower down. See if you can have your chest land first. I know it's hard, just try. Okay, now inhale, actually come to forearms into Sphinx. All right, so draw your chest forward, shoulders back here, and really push into the elbows to find length. Now watch me. I want to do something called rolling cobras. That's what I call them. So you'll have your hands beside your chest, and then you'll round as you come up, and then reach the chin up as you come down. So stretching the throat area. Okay, so let's give it a shot. Hands beside your chest. Round your back and then arch, reach the chin up. Again, round and arch. You know, it doesn't have to look like mine. You might not go as far as I do. It does not matter. I'm just going to where I feel sensation. I want you to do the same. One more. All right, awesome. Now, however you can, push yourself up to your hands and knees, and then back to your downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here. Really root the knuckles down. Roll the shoulders away from each other. Forearms in. Breathe. Push into the knuckles, sending the hips up and back so you're in a straight line from the wrists all the way up to the hips. And come down to the hands and knees. Sit back onto the knees if that feels okay for you. Otherwise, you can stand tall on the knees. And what we're gonna do is just stretch the neck a little bit. So let the head come down. Roll it to the left. Reach the chin up. So I'm not letting the head drop back. Instead, I'm just reaching the chin up to keep length in the neck. And then head to the right. And down. Go the other way. Right. Chin up. Left. Down. All right, now lift your head. And come up tall onto the knees. If you need a little bit more padding under the knees, feel free to put a blanket under, a yoga blanket, or fold your mat over a couple times. Curl the toes under. All right, now here, your knees are hip width, your feet are hip width. So that means just directly down here, okay? So not as wide as my hips, straight down, okay? Toes are curled under. Now we'll move into a pose called Ustrasana or camel. The main thing here is that we don't let the booty pop out and we don't bring the hips back, okay? So the hips will stay right on top of the knees, and I want you to find a neutral pelvis. So remember, neutral pelvis means that the front hip bones are level to the back hip bones. So keeping the neutral pelvis, and we won't be bending from the low back. So we're gonna go into a back bend, but we'll be keeping length in the low back, almost like you have a corset on, and then bending back more from the mid and the upper back, but thinking instead of going back, instead think about lifting up and back. So like there's a string attached from your chest, lifting you up and then back slightly. Okay, so what we'll do with the hands is you can place the hands on the low back either with the fingers pointing down or with the fingers pointing up. You can start with them pointing down. This will help to keep the tailbone down. And then slowly start to lift up. Instead of letting the head drop back, lift the chin. Breathe here. And slowly come up. Use your abs. You can stay there or uncurl your toes and sit back. Take a couple breaths. Okay, again, Ustrasana, camel. Neutral pelvis, leave the hips there. And if you're not sure, you can go up against a wall and put your hips on the wall. Okay, lift your chest up, inhale, and then exhale, start to come back. You can keep your chin tucked slightly if you're having any issues with your neck. Inhale, slowly come up. Exhale, come back. Breathe. And close your eyes, come back to your affirmation. On your inhale, I speak. Exhale, my truth. All right, now come to your hands and knees and bring your knees as wide as your mat. Your big toes can touch, and then bring your hips back towards your heels. You don't have to sit all the way back. Forehead onto the mat or onto stack fists. Breathe here. Now we'll use our voice just by sighing. So on your exhale, sigh. Let go of anything you've worked up to the surface. Close your eyes. Inhale. Good. One more. A little bit louder. Awesome. Breathe. Now slowly push yourself up to seated. If you've got a blanket, you can sit on that and swing your feet around and bring your legs out in front of you. Okay, now this might be a little bit tricky, especially for beginners or just people with kind of crabby hamstrings. I get it. So just bend your knees a little bit so that you can be right on top of your sitting bones, and then even start to tilt your pelvis forward. So it should feel like your tailbone is sticking out or lifting up. You do not want your tailbone tucked under in forward folds, okay? So leaning forward, draw the chest forward, shoulders back. Breathe, you're reaching your heart forward. This is called Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. Slowly come up, cross your legs, put your non-dominant leg in front, and breathe here. On your inhale, I speak. Exhale, my truth. Taking some deep breaths here. Notice how you're feeling now compared to when you first began this practice today. And circle your hands together in front of your heart to prayer. Let's show gratitude for our practice with one big loud Om. Take a deep breath in. And bow your head, bring your thumbs from your heart center up to your third eye, acknowledging the energy that's within you, around you, connects us all together and never goes away. That energy within me acknowledges that energy within you. And I thank you so much for letting me guide you through your practice today. Namaste. And please remember, if you want to get daily reminders for this 30-day challenge, to click on the link that I'm putting in the description so that every day you can be reminded and gently encouraged and inspired to hit your mat so that you can receive all the benefits of a more regular yoga practice. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.